On the news tonight, Federal Executive Council wants federal universities to desist from charging tuition fees or face penalty. In business, federal government approves 1.65 billion naira for procurement of new equipment at the nation's airports. On the foreign scene, ISIL Taliban claim responsibility for Afghanistan's suicide bomb attack. Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Superscreen's flagship news, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adike Oweye Ajiboye. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has warned federal universities to desist from charging tuition fees, maintaining that any institution found wanting will be investigated and prosecuted. The Minister of State for Education, Professor Anthony Anwuka, disclosed this to journalists at the end of the Council's meeting, presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The minister also said various university councils and management were free to fix auxiliary fees, which must be affordable and acceptable to the students. Anka also said FEC has approved a new university in Kano called Skyline University. Governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, has emphasized the importance of inclusive government as a possible solution to the nation's myriads of challenges. Governor Ambode expressed this view in a convocation lecture delivered at the University of Lagos. The report. Convocation lecture of the University of Lagos, and expectedly prominent personalities, academics and other alumni of the institution were present. They listened with apt attention as the Governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, delivered his lecture with the theme Inclusion, Path to a New Nation. Reflecting on the myriads of challenges facing Nigeria, he was quick to call for an all-inclusive government as panacea to Nigeria's socio-economic and political problems, especially security challenges. The governor equally urged the graduates to contribute towards a united Nigeria.
There recently has been clamor for devolution of power and true federalism. While much of this talk is good-intentioned, I believe it misses the crucial point. The linchpin of good governance is not found in the system deployed, but in the quality of the administration. We must implement the federal system as it was intended to be. Heretofore, too much power has resided in the national government. The states and local government are dissuaded from treating many matters of a local nature that are better left in their hands due to their greater knowledge of local conditions. We need to shift some functions or some responsibilities from the national government to place more of it in the hands of the states.
We call on you to use your good offices to support the Lagos State University in a manner that it can become a university that will have its own pride of place in the world. We also call on you to pick one of our projects and in association with your friends, implement it for us. We're not asking you to bring state funds, but we know that you have friends in the right places. And I want to assure you that we are determined to turn every stumbling block to a stepping stone for attainment of greater heights.
On his part, the institution Vice-Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, expressed commitment towards churning out graduates that meet the required standards of the labor market. As other scholars lend their voice to relevance of education to nation building.
We are committed to enriching the experiences of our students by providing the conducive atmosphere for them to excel. We are also aware of the student ingenuity. Thus, the Entrepreneurship and Skill Development Center is being reinvigorated to sharpen their business skills and promote their innovative ideas. Our immediate neighboring community, Akoka, Iwaya, Makoko, Bariga, will feel our presence too.
The university's relevance in training and molding the higher levels of human capacity that a functional society demands in terms of knowledge, professionalism, and creativity. Additionally, it relates to the university's relevance in defining the ethos and moral architecture of the society as defined through the value system. The latter dimension is why some infer that the university is the conscience of the nation. Indeed, we confirm this truism when at each convocation we remind the graduates that these are the ones we have found worthy in character and learning.
As it stands, expectations are high that these graduates will effectively put into practice all that they have learned for the betterment of Nigeria. Human rights activist Femi Falana has urged the Academic Staff Union of Universities to ensure the collection of 463 billion naira education intervention fund in the custody of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The senior advocate of Nigeria's son, who discussed this while addressing the 28th Delegates Conference of ASU at the Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi State, called for the immediate disbursement of the fund to federal and state government-owned universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. Falana also commended the union for the initiative which led to the enactment of the TET Fund Act in 1992. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Idris, has shunned the Senate after failing to appear before the chambers as expected. This is the third time the IGP has failed to appear before the Senate after invitation was extended to him to brief the Red Chambers on killings across the states. Idris was expected to explain to the lawmakers the alleged mishandling of Dino Malaya by operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, in whose custody Dino Malaya has been detained in the last 2 weeks. Senate leader Ahmed Lawan moved a motion saying the IGP be allowed to face committee of the whole. After 10 minutes of dead silence in wait for the IGP, the Senate President Bukola Saraki announced that he was unavailable. In reaction, senators have described the development as a national embarrassment. And now, rising from its closed-door session, the President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, says the lawmakers have resolved to declare the IG persona non grata, adding that he is not fit to hold any public office in Nigeria or any other country. Saraki recalled that a court which the police boss approached over his earlier invitation, but the Senate ruled that the lawmakers had the powers to summon him or any other public officer. The Senate President said the lawmakers also resolved that the leadership of the chamber would make further considerations on the matter. Talking politics now, a national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Uche Secondas, says the successful conduct of hitch-free and transparent gubernatorial primaries in the Ekiti State is the consequence of the party's rebranding and repositioning project. In a congratulatory message sent to Governor Fayose and other leaders and members of the party in Ekiti State, the national chairman appreciated them for conducting themselves well. He charged them to note the primary understanding that there will be no winner or loser, but all contestants. In a statement from his media office signed by Ike Aboyi, Secondas commended all those who made huge sacrifices that helped to make the primary a success. The National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has sacked the chairman of the Delta State Local Government Area and World Congress Committee, Sani Dododo. Dododo was sacked for announcing the controversial results from last Saturday APC World Congresses that held across the state. He had allegedly announced the results of World Congress in the state without following the approved party guidelines. He was also accused of announcing the results without the knowledge and input of other members of the Congress committee. Dododo has been replaced by Emmanuel Chinda. And in the health sector, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, has directed the Ministry of Health to step up surveillance at all the nation's entry points to prevent the spread of Ebola to the country following the outbreak of the virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. The Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, disclosed this to State House correspondents at the end of the Council's meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Jigawa State Police Command says it has begun the screening of 4,705 applicants for recruitment into the force. A police public relations officer, PPRO, of the command, Abdul Jinjiri, who discussed this to journalists in Abuja, said the applicants were drawn from all local government areas of the state. Jinjiri also said during the period of the exercise, the command will check applicants' health statuses, size, physical fitnesses, as well as the credentials, stressing that only 3 females out of the 4,705 applicants had turned up for the exercise. Still staying with security matters, the police in Edo State says its personnel has arrested 7 members of a kidnap gang. A State Commissioner of Police, Johnson Kokumo, disclosed this at a news conference and the command's achievements in the fight against crime. Kokumo said the suspects were arrested on April 27, adding that they were responsible for the kidnapping and killing of one Osage Omayavo in Benin on April 21. The commissioner also said that the gang had on April 19 shot one Ferdinand Osakwe, a journalist with the independent television, and made away with his car. He, however, said efforts are being made to arrest other members of the gang with a view to recovering the stolen vehicles from them. You're still watching Superscreen's flagship news. Coming up in business. Federal government approves 1.65 billion naira for procurement of new equipment at the nation's airport. Join us for details of these and more after this timeout. To stay.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information. Notice. At least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigerian government are keeping quiet. How to killing people? Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop got 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved a 1.65 billion naira for the procurement of new equipment for control towers in 6 of the nation's airports. The Minister of State for Aviation, Hadi Sirika, who was present at the council meeting, discussed this to journalists today. He also expressed confidence that the equipment will deliver better service at the nation's airport. Now, President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, has urged the International Oil Companies IOCs and members of the Oil Producers Trade Section operating in Nigeria not to induce lawmakers during the consideration and passage of the fiscal and host communities bills. The bills are components of the Petroleum Industry Bill and now before the National Assembly. Saraki said the leadership of the 8th Senate had made it clear to all members involved in the process to leave above board. He called on the leadership of the IOCs and OPTS to report any lawmaker who makes or seeks any personal favor when the process of passing the bills commences this month. The National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, says the country spends about $2 billion, which is equivalent of 611.5 billion naira at the official exchange rate of 305.75 naira to $1 on information technology projects annually. The agency also said it has saved over 6 billion naira for the federal government through advisory role in the last 1 year, adding that the agency had always strived to correct the errors in its projects. The Director General NITDA, Issa Patani, disclosed this at a stakeholders workshop on information technology projects, clearance guidelines and portal in Abuja. He says some of the IT projects in the country failed due to poor conceptualization and planning. Still ahead on the news, ISIL Taliban claim responsibility for Afghanistan's suicide bomb attack. Details in a while.